Hey everybody, it's me, over 3 years daily. Welcome back to the Minecraft Guide 159. So check this out. Look who finally remembered, that's right, to put the cape on. I migrated my account like, oh gosh, it was at least a month ago, and I was waiting for my cape, and I didn't even realize I had the cape the whole time. So yeah, now anyways, in between episodes, I was walking around the base, doing what I normally do at the base, just walk around, look at things, and then I felt like watched, and I heard like a creepy sound. It was terrifying, really, really bad. And then I noticed something. Uh-oh. I think it's mad. Not 100% sure on this one, but I think it's mad now. I tried to talk to it. It slurs its words a lot. I'm not too sure. I think it has something to do with episode 159 and, yeah, the situation. Or should I say the played out practical joke. That's right, I got you all, but today, the joke finally ends. Iron tool, iron armor. Yeah, it's all just been a prank for this entire time. We haven't actually been using it. Nope. That's right. This episode marks the beginning of what I'll be calling the Great Upgrade. Over the course of the next couple episodes, I'll be making a bunch of big developments that I've been putting off, meaning to do for a really long time. I've been forgetting about them. What can I say? What can I say? I'm a busy person, a forgetful person. I forget a lot of things all the time. But there was one thing that I never forget to say, right, Bird? So I also kind of made a deal with you and said, if I make another set of iron armor, then you can call me out on it, and I'm sorry, I just can't let you win the deal. Today, we're going to upgrade not only the armor, but also the tools too. Finally, full enchantments on this stuff, mending and everything. There's going to be a lot of progress. So I got to count really quick. This is 1, this is 2, then over here we have 3, 4, 5, 6, then inside of this, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 mending books. That's how many we need right now. Plus a bow, but we would never put mending on that. That would be terrible. So 10 mending books. Yeah, that's a lot, but it's definitely doable. Obviously, right now we have villagers over here at the Tempire, which is great and all, but none of those villagers can actually give me mending easily at all. It would be a long process to get mending and then discount the trade and everything, and it's definitely something I'm going to do over here. I know it, George knows it, everybody knows it, 100%. We'll be getting villagers over here, maybe even some kind of big trading hall or something, but we're not doing that today. There is a different way that we can get mending. Jungle Bays. Yes, we return. Earlier on in the series, we did a lot of work with villagers. We made some really, really good progress with some of the villagers, discounted the trades like crazy, including my favorite villager of all of them, Axolotl. Axolotl, how are you? It's been so long. I have neglected you. Definitely. Not even borderline, just a 100% neglect, but your prices are as good as ever. Mending. This is literally the best mending villager in the world, and it sells name tags too. And everything is literally 1 emerald. Hey, you're perfect. But you see, there are laws to this stuff. I don't make the laws. I just have to follow them. If I'm going to buy from these villagers, I need to bring stuff over here to trade with the villagers, including emeralds, books, everything that I would need. And that's where we get stuck. Emeralds. I actually don't have any emeralds. Or if I do, I definitely don't have 10 emeralds. So we're going to need to do a little bit of work with some of the other villagers too. If we're going for a fully maxed out set of gear, tools, armor, then mending. We need mending on basically every single piece of that thing, which brings us to Big Mike. Oh my gosh, Mike, you're huge. We could trade paper to Big Mike if we wanted to. So Mike is a paper salesman, which is great and all, but paper is pretty useful to me. One thing that has 0 sentimental value and use to me is sweet berries. Local peasant. H actually loves sweet berries for whatever reason, so emeralds. Check this out. Right here, this is all we need to do. We could literally farm emeralds all day long. All we need is 10 emeralds. I brought so many sweet berries. I didn't know how cheap this trade was actually going to be. And we locked it. Please refill the trade. Take my berries. I don't want them. Villagers should be able to refill its trade at some point in the daytime. I think we just need to give it time. But I figured this was an okay way to do things because I did bring all of this stuff that we're actually trading for emeralds from the other base. And we were doing all the work still. But H, you see, I moved away from this base, which means you hold no value to me at all. None. Emotionally, sentimentally, value-wise, no value at all. So you're going to want to refill the trade. Trust me. Alright, well, villager is being stubborn. It is not refilling the trade. We'll move on. So with this whole set of armor and everything, we're going to enchant it either over here at this base or in the nether or over at our other base. Doesn't matter. But there is one thing over here that I definitely need, and it's this guidebook. Earlier on, I made a guidebook with all of the armor enchantments that we were going for. This is what I'm going to basically use as a guide to recreate the good armor that I had before because I really, really liked it. Now, there is a elytra in the book too. We're not worried about elytra today. We don't have one. But all of this, these are the armor enchantments. 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 There's a whole episode on it. We'll talk about the armor enchantments and like enchanted in the episode and everything. But on screen right now is a card to the armor episode. If you're looking specifically for good armor and tons of explanation with that stuff, then slide over to that episode. So I'm going to bring the book with me today, but when I'm done with it, I'll come back to the jungle and put it inside of the basement of the tower. Axolotl, you're amazing. It's time to do some mending trading. We have 2 mending trades right here. Oh, you know what? I didn't even consider this. My inventory is going to fill up. I have an inventory full of garbage right now. Sweet berries. We'll just clear all of those out. I need to keep the paper for sure. I don't know why I brought ancient debris either. I could have left that at the base for sure. Okay, anyways, mending trading. Now, of course, I know that I can just shift click this and do this all instantaneously, but it doesn't feel as good. We'll do it one by one and get all of the mending books, and because this villager is so amazing, it would never lock the trades. But if it did, if that did happen that way, I could have just done this one too. 10 mending books. Perfect. Amazing. Great. Soon we'll have a second mending villager, but it will never be as good as Axolotl. I mean, 2 mending trades, literally. Oh, watch it, buddy. 2 mending trades, you can't get any better. And by the way, that's called foreshadowing right there. I planned it. We're all over the place today. Next stop is back over to the base because I left all of the supplies, other than this useless ancient debris right now, back over at the base. So we're going to head back to the base and get everything. Back over at the base, it's ancient debris time. So because of how things break out, we're going to have 3 extra ancient debris right now. We won't be able to turn everything into netherite, but that's fine. I think things like the hoe could honestly wait. If we have to, we can wait on the shovel too, but diamond sword for sure, netherite priority, pickaxes too, full set of armor, and hopefully this axe too. I think we'll at least have enough to do all of that, but probably not the hoe and the shovel. We'll go back to the nether for sure at some point soon so I can have a full set of netherite stuff. We're going to do a lot of enchanting in like 2 minutes from now. But it's not just any enchanting. We're looking for very specific enchantments, which means we're going to probably find a lot of enchantments that we don't care about, that we don't want. Books. We're going to bring a lot of extra books, so if we get a bad enchantment, we could roll it over with the book, or instead of rolling it over, we could just enchant the book and see if we get something good. Like channeling right there, that's kind of cool. Netherite. It finished smelting up. Netherite. It's been so long since I've actually made netherite ingots, but this feels good. Netherite ingots right here. 8 ingots. That's a full set of armor, and that's 4 tools. So exactly like I thought, those 2 will have to wait. Different gear tiers have different enchantment values. The higher the gear tier, the higher the enchantment value. Basically what that's going to mean is this iron sword has a lower enchantment value than this diamond sword, because diamond is better. And this diamond sword, with its better enchantment value, basically has better luck of finding good enchantments inside of the enchanting table. That's what the enchantment value does. If I upgraded my diamond tools to netherite, it would have an even better enchantment value, because netherite is better than diamond. However, as soon as I upgrade this pickaxe to netherite, there's no going back, which means if I need to like add enchantments to it, I'm going to need a book, or I'm going to need another netherite pickaxe. Not good. If you're building good armor, good tools, good gear, good anything, always get the enchantments that you want on the thing before you upgrade it to netherite, if you're upgrading to netherite. The upgrade to netherite should be the final step. Really, we're all over the place today. Next up is the nether hub, but only for a second. After the nether hub, we leave the nether hub and go to the best experience machine in this entire world. Gold farm. Gold farm. It's been so long since we've been here, but this is by far, like it's not even close, the best and fastest way to get experience in this entire world. See, something happened recently and I lost all of the levels that I had been stocking up on, which was kind of a bummer. But even with all those levels, I would have never had enough levels to do all the enchanting that we need to do today. If we're lucky, we have to do a lot of enchanting. If we're unlucky, we have to do like a lot of enchanting. Enchanting. Oh no. There isn't an enchanting spot up here. Aha. Okay, well that's fine. No, really, honestly, it's fine. It's fine. I'll get over it. All we need to do is use this farm for a little while and get a bunch of levels. This should not be a problem at all. Ah, yes. Functioning perfectly, as it always has, but it's really loud. Like, really, really loud. Let's just go ahead and turn this down to like 2. That should be better, I think. Uh-huh. Maybe we'll go for like level 40 or 50 or something, somewhere in that area. We'll see how long it takes. And there we go, like 5 minutes. It took me like 5 minutes to get all the way up to level 50. That's good. Now I need to find the closest enchanting table. I actually came up with a strategy. I thought it was pretty clever here. What I decided to do to save durability on my iron sword is just take the gold swords that were inside of the farm and use the gold swords for taking out the piglins. Kind of worked out. I thought it was kind of clever, kind of nice. Hopefully, if we can get the diamond sword enchantments that we're looking for right away, then we can just switch over to that thing, get mending on it. Then I don't need to do that. ever again. Okay, this next part is pretty crazy. I've never said anything about it, but I'm actually something of an author myself. So in between episodes, I working on a book, but actually, look at this. The symmetry right here. The symmetry is on point. This was actually like meant to be or something, but yeah, I'm actually something of an author. I wrote a book. Check this out. Maxed Out Gear Guide by Waddles. I told you. So I'll admit that the opening page isn't as impressive as some of my previous work, but it's okay. To make my life easier today, I went through all of the tools that I'm planning on enchanting and wrote down the ideal enchantments that I'm looking for. Now, there are 3 in here that I'm not as fixated on. I'll talk about that in a second, but we'll start with the bow. So my bow must-haves. Power 5, absolutely. Has to be a good bow. Infinity, or I could change it out for mending, but according to this book, it actually says mending is trash. Wow. So I don't know, at least to me, how I see it is, it's not that big of a deal to heal your bow up every once in a while. You actually won't even have to heal it that much as long as you can actually land your shots and like hit things. Mending, it's just not worth it on a bow, really. Power 5 Infinity on Breaking 3 to make it last longer. If I could get Punch 2 and Flame on the bow too, I would be very happy. If I don't, I'll just be sad, but it's fine. Sword, absolute must-have for me. My go-to is Sharpness 5. I think it's a really good sword enchantment. Makes a solid all-around good sword. If you want a specifically good sword though, maybe Bane of Arthropods or Smite. Bane of Arthropods to decimate the spiders, it's pretty cool. Smite, it's insane. It actually makes your sword better against undead mobs, so that means skeletons, zombies, and actually the Wither boss. Really, it's kind of wild, actually. Yeah, if you're trying to take on the Wither and you want a really good sword, Smite would be the way to go. Also on the sword, looting for more drops, Sweeping Edge for sweeping damage, Big Rip for Bedrock players. That's not on Bedrock still. I wonder why. Unbreaking 3 to break less, Mending to mend. Optional, Fire Aspect 2 to light things on fire. It's sweet. Knockback to push them away. Pickaxes. I always highly recommend having 2 pickaxes, one with Fortune 3 for multiplying, one with Silk Touch for silking. Look at this one. Efficiency 5, Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3. That's a beauty. All that we need is mending on that, and then we're set. 2 different pickaxes means you mine twice as fast. So that brings us to these other ones. I'm gonna maybe get around to these today. At least start. Axes, shovels, and hoes. You have the same enchanting options nowadays for all 3 of these things. Silk Touch or Fortune 3 can go on all of them. Really, it's personal preference. The axe, I don't really care. Shovel, I like to have Silk Touch, and then hoe, ideally. I've never had it, but Fortune 3 on a hoe, I tear through the leaves. I get a lot of saplings and apples and things like that because of Fortune 3. Sounds cool. Efficiency on these tools to make them fast, unbreaking to make them last, and mending to mend. Armor enchantments are going to be basically the same. This is the helmet I'm going for. Chestplate is pretty simple. Leggings, very, very simple too, I hope. And then this. Aw man, so enchanting. Anytime before you're doing an enchanting run, I highly recommend crafting all of the things that you're going to enchant and put them in your inventory. Haha, funny thing, I forgot the shovel and the hoe. Not funny thing, I'm actually not worried about them as much, so it's okay. So we're going to look through all of these enchantments, just take a look here and see what we can get. Hopefully we can get something that looks pretty good. I did see efficiency 4 on the axe, which is cool, but I don't know. Channeling, that's okay. Yeah, so right off the bat, not good. Which means right off the bat, I think it's time to refresh our enchantments with a book. We'll roll it over today like that, and then disenchant the book. I don't think I need Piercing 1. Aqua Affinity, okay, very insistent there. I mean, it is nice. See, Aqua Affinity, in my opinion, is easier to get. It's only 1 level. I could get it on a book, like, very easily, and then just put it on the thing like that. What I'm saying here is prioritize enchantments that have multiple levels first. Get, like, Respiration 3 first, Feather Falling 4 on the boots. No, I wish. All right, well, Knockback 2 on the sword is the most interesting looking one out of all the ones I saw. We'll take it. I mean, that's okay. I'll make a new sword and I'll keep that one. If I get a better one, I'll disenchant it. Knockback 2 again. Nice. So this is how it's going to go today, really. So sometimes I have really good enchanting days. Other days, I don't have good enchanting days. And it actually may be, unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be one of those days. Oh. Well, you know. It might be one of those days. It might not be one of those days. I guess we'll have to see. Now, while I run through some more enchanting, I hatched a grand plan, and I think it's actually going to work out really, really well. So the plan is to run through the enchanting here, inevitably, because I have so much enchanting to do. I'm not going to actually be able to finish it all here. It's sad. And then, what do? I go to the Nether. I set up an enchanting setup at the gold farm. I think I always wanted to anyways. And there we go. Then... aha. Then, after setting up an enchanting setup in the Nether, all that I need to do is get the levels from the piglins. It takes a little bit of time, but I get the levels. Turn around, go down to the enchanting thing, enchant, and do it again and again, and protection 4, unbreaking 3, that's beautiful. We finished that just like that. All we need is mending. That was lucky, and maybe we'll get lucky here. I'm very tempted, but first let's look for feather falling. Okay, we'll do this. Finish that. And it's finished. The leggings are done just like that. I like it. Look at how good I look. Okay. So running through the rest of the enchantments that we're looking for here. So far, I'm not seeing anything that I'm really like super excited about. Feather falling is a big one. I'm really hoping that I can get that one today. From what I'm seeing here, what I'm being offered, I'm not really impressed with any of this stuff. So what I think I'm going to do is just roll that over. I like to roll things over with just random things. Today I'm using books because I actually have books. But you could really use anything to roll the enchantments over. It doesn't make a difference at all. Come on. Feather falling 3, yeah, it's not worth it. We want the upgrade. I think we will actually just go ahead and take it. I'm very glad that I took that. I think I just finished my helmet. Did I just finish the helmet? Is the helmet actually done too? Wait, hold on. Aqua Affinity. Aqua Affinity, Respiration 3, Protection 4, on Breaking 3. Would you? Look at that. That helmet is done too. All that we need is mending. Sharpness 3, Sharpness 4. Okay. Sharpness 4 is very cool. Infinity. We could go for Infinity again. We do have Infinity right there. That's going to be expensive to combine. Efficiency 4 on the axe. I care about the axe least. I want to finish the ideal things first. So, Sharpness 4. It is. That's a bummer. But honestly, I think it's not that bad. What I'm going to do is disenchant this one right here. Knockback 2 is nice, but I don't care about it as much. And we'll start with this sword right here, the one that I have now. We got it. We basically got it. But now, it's time to build an enchanting setup in the Nether. Oh yes, and to be clear, I use things from the jungle, and yes, it is 100% legal and acceptable, because I had plans for this before. Also, it's kind of different because it's in the Nether hub. So here's what I came up with. I think it looks okay. I mean, it is a little random in here, I will be honest, but it definitely adds to the room. I think it's good. I tried to consider spawns in here, so I did slabs and trapdoors right there, oak logs below there to make it all look good, and check it out. Level 30 right there. That's good. So now, all that I need to do for the rest of today's episode, basically, is move back and forth between this spot right here, farm the piglins. Like, you know how it goes. Come up here, get one of them angry, but not take them out. So they're angry at me now. They'll run over here, then I can go down here and do things while they're angry at me. Now, speaking of angry at me and, you know, things like that. Actually, not at all. Not speaking of that at all. Let's go ahead and actually improve the armor and basically finish it right now. So mending on that, and bending on that. That's all good and done, and I have so many levels left. Power 4, Infinity on that. I don't know. I actually think it's going to be okay. Not too hard to get Infinity again, so I'm going to disenchant it. I hope I don't regret that. And this pickaxe right here, all that it needs is mending to be finished up, so here it is, the brand new and improved Multiplier 2.0. With all that enchanting, though, unfortunately, I've run myself out of levels, and also, there are way too many swords, like just a lot of swords. I think I need to despawn some of these things. But my main sword still isn't good enough, so what I'm going to do is heal up the pickaxe and then just keep using gold swords to take the piglins out. I mean, it does take a little bit more time, but I think it's a pretty good use of the gold swords. I mean, they're here. I might as well just use them up. And now that the enchanting area is actually closer, I don't need to go to level 50 and stock up on a bunch of levels so I can enchant a bunch. I could go to like 35 or something like that, maybe 36, do a few enchantments, and then come back right over here and get more levels. The higher the level I am, the more XP it takes to get from level to level. So if I keep my level relatively low, close to 30, it should all go a little bit faster. I think at least. Okay, let's give this a shot. A couple more levels down here, and enchanting time. So what are we looking at now? I think we're still looking at this right there. That Silk Touch is very intriguing. Unbreaking 3 on that. Depth Strider 3 right there. Punch 1 or Punch 1. Yes, you see, none of those. I guess what I will do is take Silk Touch on that. Oh, I'm glad I did that. That's pretty good. That's very good. Nice. Okay, so until I make another axe with Fortune 3, we're going to go with Silk Touch on the axe. So that's cool. That works out. Feather Falling, where are you? I know you exist somewhere. Please. Just come out. Flame. Oh, shoot. Okay, so it's between Protection 4 right there, but I do have those. Or the Flame. You know what? Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to do this. Protection 4, Unbreaking 3. That's like starting from scratch again. Book with Knockback 2, Sharpness 1, or Power 1. You know, Knockback 2. That might not be bad. And look at this. Because the piglins are just crowding in there, I'm getting levels constantly. There's a Knockback 2 sword. I didn't just take Knockback 2 in the book. Okay, alright. You know what? I think one of these has to go. This one right here with Depth Strider 3, it's sad, but it is gone. I wanted protection anyways. Let's just go ahead and see. The levels are worth nothing to me anyways. Depth Strider 3. It's back. All right, well, that's pretty cool. We'll make another pair of boots. See, if I could just get any of the enchantments that I'm looking for right now, that would be amazing. I mean, realistically, I shouldn't complain too much. Things have been going very, very well today. But still, if I could get any of the enchantments that I'm looking for, feather falling, that would be great. So I'm not really happy with the boot enchantments that I've been getting. Yeah, definitely not very happy with it. And I'm actually kind of thinking that maybe one of these, like this Depth Strider one, should just go away. I'm really focused on the sword and the boots now at this point. I keep getting protection 4, which is a really solid start. So I do keep taking it. And like, look at that. Look at that right there. That's good. Protection 4 on Breaking 3, Depth Strider 3. We don't need this anymore. We don't need to combine, so we can disenchant that and check it again. Fire protection 4, that's not it. It's not bad. Enchanting really isn't bad at all. It just requires patience and hopefully, ideally, like a lot of levels. If you have some kind of level machine, like what I have behind me, it gets really easy. Like, look at this. Levels while I'm doing this, I keep getting up to 30 on my own. It's kind of insane. On the book Loyalty 3, Piercing 1 and Piercing 1, I'm seeing a lot of actual crossbow and trident enchantments. It's weird. If I could finish one of these things, that would be really great. Oh, flame right there. But sharpness 4 right there. Okay, you know what? I have to take the sharpness. That's sweet. We can combine those. I give up on this iron sword. I don't need to preserve it, actually. I'm just going to use the iron sword up all the way and let it go away. It's garbage. It's worthless. So when you're combining things, building tools, a couple things. If you're combining two tools, try swapping them around. It could get a little bit cheaper, like usually 13, 11. But also think about what you're going for here. So I could do this, sharpness 4 on Breaking 3, and then move this over and get sharpness 5. That could be good. But if I could find looting 3 with sharpness 4, that would be even better. Basically, if you start combining things too soon, things can get really expensive really fast, even impossible if you're unlucky. Sweeping edge 3. Wow. Just really consider it before you actually combine things. On Breaking 3, wow. I mean, sooner or later, it's gotta give me feather falling. It's inevitable. It's just a question of when. Also, sooner or later, I have to get a good sword. That's also inevitable. Just a question of when. Let's take a look at this. Two of the same sword, just to upgrade sharpness. 11 levels. Yikes. Yeah, that's painful. That would be definitely one of those not worth it situations. Looting. Finally. Roll the enchantments over and I still don't have feather falling. But we do have looting 3 right there. That's a lead. That's a lead for sure. Yes, that's good. Okay, so that means the sharpness 4 fire aspect sword can go away. We still won't be able to get to sharpness 5 with these two swords, but that's okay. We'll figure it out and make it happen somehow. I just need a few more levels. Oh man, feather falling 2, so close. Okay, so sweeping edge 3, that's enticing. Oh. I don't know, though. I don't need the smite. Disenchant. I'll admit it, we're on a little bit of an enchanting dry spell right now. Not finding anything that I'm really liking. Like, we're close. We're really close. We're almost there. Flame. That'll be nice to add to the bow. But there are just a few specific enchantments that are being very stubborn. I'm not a huge fan of the sword situation either, so I'm just going to scrap them and start over. I hope I don't regret that. See, I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of start to get a little overwhelmed when I have, like, a bunch of different swords and things that I'm trying to put together and trying to piece it all, you know, together, figure it out. So it kind of helps me to just kind of start from scratch a little bit sometimes. I actually almost completely forgot about infinity. I can't believe we still don't have that either. Looting 3. We'll start here. Looting 3, sharpness 3 on breaking 3. No. Well, sooner or later it'll happen. It's just a matter of time. It is inevitable. We cannot be stopped. It's time to get more levels. Let's try it again. This time I can feel it. We're going to finish up all of the enchanting that we need to do in this single run. After, of course, I roll the enchantments over. So I have 3 swords. Let's see if we can build the ideal perfect sword with just 3 swords. That could be really cool. Also, let's see if we can get infinity right there. There it is. There's infinity. Yep. Okay. That's it. I'm taking the infinity. For sure. Taking that. Wow. That's good. That's really good. All right, so all we're looking for now is Punch 2, which we could definitely find in a book if we can get lucky. Next up, we can focus on the boots. Depth Strider 3, a solid start. We'll start, a very solid start. We'll keep that. Now all that we need is Feather Falling. So, Feather Falling, sooner or later, it has to happen. Well, we're at it here now. We might as well build our good bow right here on Breaking 3, Power 5, Flame, and Infinity. But I'm all the way back down to level 11, so yikes. This must take me forever to get back up, right? Like, it's gonna take me years to recover. Just kidding, it took like a minute to get there. It would be faster if I had a good sword, though. Let's see, good sword. Maybe this is it? Sweeping Edge 3, that's not bad. Okay, just Sweeping Edge 3. I actually completely forgot to check the other enchantments, too. Hopefully I didn't miss anything like too good. We're just gonna go with it. I definitely didn't. Well, punch 2. There it is. There's punch 2. And all the other enchantments were bad, so punch 2, here it is. We can now finish off this insanely expensive bow like this. Unbreaking 3, power 5, flame, infinity, punch 2. Yeah, that's good. Not me finally finding feather falling after what feels like ages, and definitely not me finding it for a discount. Look at this. A level 18 enchantment, only 2 levels required, only 2 lapis, feather falling 4. Now I can almost guarantee you that when we take this, it's just going to be feather falling. But it doesn't matter. It's still feather falling, which is absolutely amazing. So 8 levels right there, 22. No way, no way. These 2 boots are the same. I'm sure it's going to be, yeah, it's 8 no matter what. I mean, what can I say? Always check every single enchantment. So here are the final boot enchantments, other than Soul Speed 3. Now, today's episode is getting a little bit long, and I'm getting really tired and discouraged from enchanting. So there's no other way to put it, really. We're in an amazing spot now. I'm going to get my levels back up. Then I'm going to go get the mending from the jungle, and we'll meet back over up at Grim. 3 levels for mending on the boots. Really? That's not bad. Back over here at good old Grim. Let's go ahead and give it one final shot. Something good on the sword. Something good on the sword. Something not exactly great on the sword. All right. That's okay. Because I have options. There are a couple things that I left behind over here, including, Fortune 3 on the hoe, okay? Or Fortune 3 on the shovel. Well, it's quite simple, really. Fortune 3 on the hoe. Wow, that's it. That's a sign. That's a sign that I definitely shouldn't be enchanting anymore because it's not working out. So I have this extra pair of Prod 4 on Breaking 3 Depth Strider 3 boots. I think I'm going to save them. Those are really good boots. And so, it's finally time. After a wait that felt like pretty much forever. After getting sidetracked with basically everything, full netherite armor that has stacked enchantments too, is finally back. Now I wasn't able to fully build up some of the other tools today, while the pickaxe right here, the fortune one, is definitely ready to go too. So that's back. The bow that we built in today's episode is the best possible bow. We'll finish building up the gear all the way in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Minecraft Guide 159. Episode 159, subreddit update. Petition for Waddles to move George, the copper block, into Grim in Guide Season 3. That can definitely be done. I have the perfect spot. Poor George has been sitting out here for like ever now. Alone in the middle of the path. We can actually finally move George, and then actually we can clean the path up a little bit too. I like the path connected. I feel like it looks a little bit better. So we'll do that. I guess we can't do that one, but that's a little better. Haha, George, this is awkward. How long you been outside? I have just a room for you. This is now George's room. With light, and glass panes, and decorations. George, very nice. When it comes to the best tools in the game, aside from the bow and the sword that do get a little bit more complex, basically you're looking for Fortune 3, Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, and Mending. Or, instead of Fortune 3, Silk Touch. To make it easy, that pretty much goes for everything. Axes, hoes, shovels. Best armor in the game is going to end up looking something like this right here. All of these enchantments, plus Soul Speed 3 on the boots. We fully built up the armor, the bow, and 1 pickaxe. In the next episode, we'll finish it all off, and we'll hunt for gas tiers. That's right. And soon. Thank you all so much for watching episode 159 of the guide. Big shout out to my patrons Pixie Phantom, Cypher1158, Justin, and Jacob P. Drop a like if you liked it, subscribe for more. Links are all in the description. Check them out. Early access to these episodes is on Patreon. I'll see you tomorrow.